welcome back to my channel. This is Vibing with Betty. Today I'm going to be talking about childhood trauma. I know that this topic is a little sensitive to some of you guys, so I'm going to put a disclaimer in here letting you guys know that this can be a little triggering for some and helpful for others. So let's see, childhood trauma. So I can only speak off of myself. So I know that when I was 10 years old, I met my biological mother for the first time. I didn't even know that she was my mother. It's crazy how, we were meant to meet each other that day. But for my mother, I'm pretty sure that it was a happy moment for her to meet me. But for me, it was kind of strange because I had already been growing up inside of a family already. So I had no idea who this lady was, but come to find out later on that day, she was my biological mother. So the lady that took care of me, she was my godmother. And um, life growing up with the family that I was brought into, it was a little chaotic at times. Trying to balance being my authentic self and being what I felt was accepted by my family. My family does not understand that me finding out that they weren't my biological family really did some damage to me for the simple fact. Still to this day, I don't know who I am, but over time, I have found out little bits and pieces about my biological family, but in return, it's come to like a couple dead ends. I was able to do an ancestry where I found majority of them, but seeing the timelines and everything, everyone is basically deceased at this point. So it's like I don't know what to do, where to search anymore. So I kind of just put it on hold. But how I can describe it is growing up, not knowing who I was or where I fit in in that family confused me a lot because I must start over, right? So I'm gonna put it like this: my mother, which is my godmother, had two children, two male sons, and then I was brought into the picture. So you can already see that that was already a made family, and I'm over here in this box. So a lot of times I couldn't relate to them, and they could not relate to me, and it became frustrating because I was trying to be vocal about my feelings, but it always was met with, oh, I'm being rebellious, or I'm looking for attention, when in reality, I really was just trying to understand what happened to my mother for her to give me away. You know, like I said, guys, I'm very transparent, so I'm gonna let you guys know I have not gotten over, you know, the fact that I've only seen my mother once in my life. Um, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to build a relationship with my mother, get to know my mother, because shortly after meeting her when I was 10, I never met her again. The next time that I seen anything about my mother, it was her obituary. And, still to this day it hurts, but I'm learning how to cope. I went a long time without my mother, but it still hurts to know that the woman that gave birth to you did not have, you know, enough strength to take care of me. My mother had four other children, two girls and two boys, prior to me being born. It was a house fire that took the life of my 3-year-old sister. So my other three siblings were basically just sent off to wherever they were with their family members or with their family side. And I was pretty much just left behind once I was born. I don't dislike my mother for giving me away. I kind of understand why she gave me away, because if I lost a child, I will understand that hurt. It's a difference between losing a living, breathing child like my mother did versus me. I had a miscarriage, my second child. Before I had a rainbow baby, I experienced a miscarriage. So, I know how that hurt feels, but that hurt that my mother had to experience, I hope I never have to experience that. Which I know everyone is going to pass away, but right now I don't want to deal with that because emotionally I'm not prepared. No one is. Let's see, childhood trauma. Um, a lot of times growing up, I was unheard. Like anything that I would say would be taken the wrong way. Um, for example, I use this. I remember one time me and my godmother got into an argument, and she told me, "Well, you're just my effing godchild," and I'm just like, "What? Are you serious?" But all my life, you've been telling people I'm your daughter. I'm your daughter, but it was just interesting that when Mad Day came, I went from being her daughter to just her godchild. But trauma is a thing, and it really depends on you, really, how you handle trauma. Some people go to counseling. Like me, I've tried counseling a couple times. And like I said, it didn't work out for me. And some people, like to find other avenues like meditation or communicating their feelings with their loved ones. Like a lot of people like to open up, but sometimes you're not met with that softness that you're looking for when you're opening up about trauma. I know for me, growing up in a black household, we didn't really talk about feelings. So a lot of times, I would just, like I said, go unheard until I got tired of people not listening to me, and then I will admit I just started doing some reckless stuff. Like I started being mean, which is one of my coping mechanisms. I started becoming mean, distant, um, losing my appetite. I wasn't eating at the time. It was just a lot of factors that played in my childhood trauma. Um, hey, Smoke. Hey, guys, this is Smoke. This is my big boy, my pit bull. Say, hey, look. Yeah, this is my boy. I have Smoke here. He's my emotional support. I know that he's not everyone's idea of what a service dog would look like, but he's a gentle giant. As you can see, he doesn't do anything. He's just sweetheart. But childhood trauma, it can really affect you, especially when you get older and become an adult. Because right now I'm 34 years old and still trying to get the pieces back of my life, you know, trying to figure it all out. Hey, Snow. See, my dogs, I told you guys, my dog's always around. Hey, Snow. It's my big girl right here. But, oh, as I'm saying, I'm sorry. Dog got me distracted. But as I was saying, once you become an adult and you haven't dealt with that childhood trauma, it's like an overspill. So it's like you shut down, and then when you get upset, everything just comes spewing out, spewing out. And half the time when you're spewing out stuff, it's not directed at the person for real that you're spewing it at. It's just overall, you just need to release it and get it out. Um, and also, like I stated before in my last videos, that I suffer from mental health disorder. Um, and that is contributed to my childhood trauma, the bipolar, depression, and the schizophrenia. Like I said, I was diagnosed with that at 12, and that's a very young age to be dealing with behavioral problems. But my godmother didn't see that part when I was younger. The only reason why I went to counseling, and this is so crazy, is because I had active plum food, and so she really had enough. And when she took me and found out that I had a mental disorder, it didn't change anything. She still treated me as though, I was the problem all the time. You know, in some areas I was the problem, but in other areas I was really a child that was suffering, that was basically looking for their mother love, and I just couldn't find that in my mother. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, when I found out that she wasn't my mother, I lost all trust for her, and I was 10 years old. I lost all respect, all trust was gone out of the window because I felt like you could have told me a little bit sooner. Because I was always told when I was growing up, oh, she's a smart girl, she's a smart girl. Okay, so if I'm such a smart girl, why is it that you didn't tell me? And I mean, not just my godmother, but no one around me told me that I was not part of their family. And I'm trying to figure out still to this day, what was the big secret? Like, if somebody would have opened up and talked to me and let me know what was going on, I probably could have accepted it a lot better. But it kind of hurts knowing that I didn't get to experience life with my biological mother, and me and my godmother, we don't really have a relationship. Even now in my adult age, I'm trying to build a relationship with my godmother, but it's just not there. It's kind of like a hit and miss. So, but enough about that, you guys. I just wanted to get that up off my chest because, like I said, you know, childhood trauma, mental health, all of that goes hand in hand. And I really, really, really suggest to those of you guys just like me who deal with mental health, if you are not able to find the counseling or the help that you need, the only thing that I can tell you from what I've done for myself is continue to have the strength. Strength is one thing that you need. Don't give up on yourself. If everybody else give up on you, that's fine, but don't give up on yourself. When you give up on yourself, you have lost all power. Pray, pray to God and see, you know, just how much weight is lifted off of your body just by you communicating and speaking. Also learn how to manifest. Always manifest positive things, never the negative. Whatever you put out into the universe will come back to you in fold. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So always make sure you take care of yourself, guys. Like take care of your mental health. That is very, very important. We are losing a lot of people to suicide, and it just breaks my heart just thinking about that because I was almost one of those people to take my own life several times, but I never succeeded. And that's why I'm happy to be sitting here today. I'm gonna use my platform to let you guys know that it is okay to have good days, it's okay to have bad days. As long as you come out of it on your own, because everyone around you say they will help you, but if you're not helping yourself, how can you expect everybody to help you? That's just my mindset at this point. Um, but I know that even though I have childhood trauma now that I'm a mom and I have 4 boys, I'm trying my hardest to be more available for my children because of the simple fact dealing with childhood trauma and dealing with trauma in general. Sometimes you're always in your head, always constantly in your own head, overthinking, and you forget about the people and the things that are around you. So sometimes it's okay for you to just separate yourself, take a breather, and regroup. It is okay. It is okay, guys. It's okay to regroup. You know, it doesn't make you less of a person. It just makes you a more smart person because when you can think with a clear mind, you make better decisions. I promise. Um, but let's talk about mental health again. So today, um, I had a little off day, waking up. I guess they call it waking up on the wrong side of the bed, but after a while, I was kind of okay. Nothing bad. But I have my dogs here. I have my 2-year-old here with me to keep my mind focused. So, I mean, so yes, guys. So I think that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. You guys, please feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Um, and I guess then I'll see you guys tomorrow in another video. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what this is behind me, this picture right here, my 5-year-old drew this picture at school. And the rest of these are just pictures of my kids. My 8-year-old did this. But, like I said, my kids bring me joy and they help me every day with my mental health as well as my husband. My husband helps me out a whole lot. Like, he's very patient. Like, I do have periods when I have manic episodes where I may throw things or I might shout or get upset. But other than that, my husband really helps me keep a level head. And I love him for that. Love you, baby. But guys, until next time, you're vibing with Betty.